coming. Something coming. So quiet in here.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to respect, but at the same time, it's like, fuck, you know what I'm saying? But I guess. Y'all make sure.
Man, ain't no fucking way. It's more to come to this. Oh.
Hello, hey. Can you hear me? I got my laptop.
You got your
Mm-hmm. Hold on. I forgot my damn notebook and thing. I can barely see you. I'll play some legal music while we chill.
Sure. Because I'm still sharing with invite.
Oh, I'm probably sharing too.
Peace, everybody coming in.
Hey, Crystal.
I'm trying to go down the line. Say pieces. They be pulling everybody's name up. I ain't got time to be trying to figure out the name.
You shared in the group?
Let me see. They don't never let me share it in the group. They don't never let me. I want to ask a question. Well, we can do pose on here too.
Who?
Pose.
Pose?
Like a pole, like
Oh, pose.
Yeah.
We should do one. I think we should do the poll of who thinks he was set up and who thinks he wasn't. So you can have an interaction in the thing. Okay.
Okay. Set vote time. Let's do it for 5 minutes, okay? 5 minutes to vote. Save the poll.
I can't see it.
Okay. Can y'all see the poll? Let us know if it pop up. I don't know how it's gonna pop up like that. Pieces.
Yeah. Yeah, share the live.
Please share the live. Something percolating over here, something. Meditation music, something. How y'all doing tonight? Pieces. Thank you for sharing. Yes, make sure y'all share the video, share the live. Let's get who needs to be in here. Let's get the message spread, okay? Because this is something that we definitely need to tap into with this accountability, especially dealing with our the community as a whole. All right. Now, sis, if you want to start, you can go ahead and start.
Hold on, share.
Let me know if y'all can see the poll. I don't see the poll. You don't see it. Sariana, go on my page and make sure it didn't go outside the live. Because I see it on here, but okay, it say lunch. Okay, I just pushed launched. Let me see if that works. Oh, it's at the top. I see it at the top now. There's no votes so far. 2 votes are coming in. Okay, the votes are coming in. I didn't push lunch. Now I know I gotta push lunch when I do it. Is you froze? What the hell? Oh, she's probably sharing. Okay, it worked. Okay. So yeah, when you come in, just do the poll if you want to do the poll. We got 5 minutes left. We got 5 minutes to vote.
Maybe we should do it for like 10 minutes.
They only gave me 5 minutes.
No.
I know, right? I tried to go up, go past 5. Okay, I think
Leave the fuck alone, damn.
Right now we have 66% so far with the no, he wasn't set up, and 33% so far with yes, he was. Voting has actually finished. Damn. That wasn't 5 minutes. That must have been 5 seconds. Ain't no way the hell that's 5 minutes.
Motherfucker.
I'm saying no, and it's coming up yes. Oh, you were saying no, and it was coming up yes? Okay. So we got more no's than yeses so far. All right. You can go ahead. We can go ahead and start.
Go. If the music is too loud, guys, let me know. I should have gotten something big. I can turn it down. I'm playing it off of my computer, my laptop. Okay, so welcome, guys. The name of this episode is the setup of accountability. Episode 4. We're getting up there, y'all.
This 4 came up a lot too through this energy too.
Yes, divine circle. We're on episode 4, y'all. Can you believe it? And yes, we are going to be talking about the Migos and with Takeoff and what happened with him, but that is not the whole live, okay? The main focus of this live is accountability, but it is about the Migos too. I ain't even gonna say Migos, it's about Takeoff. Long live Takeoff first and foremost. Long live Takeoff. Shout out to Takeoff. Shout out to his family. Condolences to his family. I'm a very empathetic person, and I don't wish it on nobody. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of how the situation happened, where it happened, when it happened, someone's life has been taken. Someone lost their son. So let me state that first. And y'all know I always the person that breaks down the person and their name. So Takeoff real name was Kirshnick. Kirshnick is the lie.
Okay, that's different.
Kirshnick Kyrie Ball. His birthday was June 18th, so he just turned 28, y'all, in June. And 1994. Well, he didn't turn 28 in 1994. He was
born in
94. And he's from Lawrenceville, Georgia, which is, anybody know anything about Georgia? It's Gwinnett, basically. Quavo real name is Quavius, which hence Quavo. Quavius Kiata It's probably Kiati Marshall. That's his last name. He's born April the 2nd, 1991. He is 31. And he is from Athens, Georgia, is what I've looked up. But they were raised together. Um, Takeoff is Quavo's nephew. He is younger than him. I always thought it was the opposite way around. I
Yeah.
always thought that Quavo was Takeoff's nephew, but apparently not. So that lets you know how much mature Takeoff is. Because I
Right.
definitely thought that he was the uncle.
Right. He is more mature.
Definitely more mature. So Quavo, do I want to start right there? Okay. So we all know that on the 31st, the last day of October. Huh?
No, I was saying because she was saying I thought they was brothers. Yeah, we all did.
No, they're
They
actually
different ways.
it's two cousins
Well, they're
and
cousins
a
to
nephew.
Offset, but those
Cousins
two
to
are nephew and
Offset,
uncle.
but they uncle and nephew. They got a real close bond. Close bond, very close bond. So, ooh, no, sorry, y'all. I tried to skip it. It's gonna click on the ad. I don't care about the ad. So, October the 31st at approximately 2:30 a.m., a young man by the name of Takeoff was shot and killed. He was, in the moment, he was an innocent bystander, but when we finna break this down, we're gonna let you know why he wasn't an innocent bystander. Um, if anybody know anything about the Migos, out of all three of them, Takeoff was the most non-controversial person. He was very quiet. He stayed to himself. He didn't have any issues. He was basically the mediator, the quiet one. He
Right.
stayed out the way. You know what I'm saying? He minded his own goddamn business for a young man. He was the youngest out of the entire group. It went from Offset to Quavo to Takeoff. And he was, like I said, very, very quiet, cool guy, cool, calm, and collective, and stayed to himself. He had no children. He left behind a mother and his uncle and the rest of the family and friends. But his mom is definitely still here, and I can't imagine what she's going through because I've never went through this. I lost my mom, and I know how I felt about that. So flipping it around, if it was me instead of her, you're devastated. Just I'm talking about fucked up, like fucked. So on this day, October 31st, actually it was November 1st. We're gonna say that because it was 2 a.m. in the morning, 2:30
Right.
a.m. in the morning, and they were all in Houston, Texas, at the bowling alley at a birthday party, which was what's his name? T
J
Prince,
Prince.
T Prince Jr.
J
We gotta put the
Prince.
Junior. J Prince. J Prince Jr. Um, we're just gonna call him Prince, okay? And not the Prince, not Purple Rain Prince, neither. But Prince, that was at the event of Prince's birthday party. On the way there, Quavo is riding in the car with Prince and two other fellas. Prince is driving, Quavo's on the passenger side, and there's two other fellas in the back seat of a drop top. I don't know if it was a convertible, maybe a Chevy, whatever it was, but in a drop top, like no security around, no nothing. They riding through the city.
Peaceful.
Quavo recording. They chilling. They on their way to Prince's birthday. Now, anybody know Prince know that when you go to his shit, you might want to make sure you secured because
Right.
it goes down in the DM. So they get to the event, and I'm pretty sure they're having a good time. Drinks start to, get the best of people or whatever. They're gambling. And from what I've heard, allegedly, I'm going to make sure I throw that disclaimer out there, okay? Allegedly, they was gambling, playing dice. Allegedly, Quavo got upset because he was losing very badly, very, very, very badly. He lost $7,000, which is nothing to him. He watches his
I want
ass.
everybody to pay attention to the numbers that's coming out of her mouth. Okay?
He lost $7,000. Seven. And in the midst of him losing $7,000, he begins to pop off, allegedly. He's arguing. He's standing in the middle. There's plenty of videos I'm pretty sure everyone has seen these videos floating around or whatever the situation may be. I can play them if you guys want me to. I got my laptop here just in case you haven't seen them, and we can kind of break them down our own angle, or you can go and do your own research because we've been on this for the past 2 days. So
Right.
in the video, you see Quavo, who is standing in the middle with a red shirt on, arguing with another guy. I'm not quite sure who he's arguing with because there's so many people over there. And then when you find out who he's arguing with, something else pop up, and then it's like that changes, and it's like, no, he wasn't arguing with him. So it's like a lot going on in this particular video. Meanwhile, the cameraman, if you're paying attention to him, okay, Oya, if you're paying attention to him, he's kind of like recording, but not recording. He's kind of like a little bit sneaky with it. He doesn't want to be seen recording. Yeah, like, he's like this is the phone. He's got it like all the way down here by his waist side, and he's recording. He keeps putting his hand over the camera in the back, and then he'll take it off. But you still can clearly see Quavo's face in the video, and you can clearly see Takeoff's face in the video. And if we're facing these guys, Quavo is to the left of me, and Takeoff is to the right of me. Takeoff is to the side, minding his own fucking business. He's not bothering nobody. He really just possibly walked up because he heard his uncle popping off. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh shit, popping off, what's going on? They close. It's like any family member that you close with, you hear them start to pop off. Yeah, what? I'm walking up. What's going on? What's yeah, my nigga, like, you okay? It's all over the place. It's on YouTube. Like I said, I can pull it up and show it to y'all in a minute once we get everything situated. Oh, they gone. So, Quavo starts to argue, whatever the situation may be. You can hear Quavo in there. They're supposedly, allegedly, well, I'm not even going to say allegedly because you can hear them saying something about basketball. But they're allegedly arguing about, I guess, the fact that he lost 7,000. But by the time the video cuts on, you hear him talking about something about basketball and that he don't care about no basketball. And they also stated that he was supposedly arguing about a fight or whatever, a boxing fight or whatever. So he's stating that he don't care about that, whatever. And he says, in his Georgia accent, let go before somebody get hurt. Immediately after he says that, he proceeds to walk away. That's when shit got real. After he walks away, shit gets real. You hear the gunfight going off. It's 2 different guns. If anybody know your guns, you know the sound of 2 different guns. One is a 9mm and one is a 40. How do I know? Because I got a 40 and I've been around 9s pretty much. So you know that 9mm, and okay. You know that 40. You feel me? 40 hits harder than a 9, but you know the difference. They still hit. They still gonna kill you. They gonna do the same thing. Just one bullet is bigger than the other. So, 2 different guns go off. But the guy that's recording the video, he doesn't really take off running, guys, to me. This is the disturbing part. He doesn't take off running. He kind of walks off to the side, but he's not turning his camera off. You see Quavo runs off, but he doesn't run far. He immediately turns back around. Could have been they like, oh, yo, Quavo, take off them and shot. Or he just turns around by himself. I didn't even hear anybody say, hey, Quavo has been shot. Most of the time when some gunshots go off, I know when I was in the club and they got to shoot and get what, I'm gone. You better be the fuck behind me, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I ain't even got them about to play with you. I'm not. So in the midst of all of this altercation happening, the guns go off. You can actually see Takeoff hit the ground. Now, Takeoff was shot, one to the head, one to the chest. That's immediate takeout. He did on site. Ain't no getting up, ain't no taking this man to no hospital. He done. I also have the video, which I won't be sharing that other video. I will show the video of the altercation, but I won't be sharing the video of Takeoff on the ground due
No,
to.
we could just pin it and we could just share it in the link.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a lot, and I don't want to put that up there, especially with the family, and I don't want to get our video taken down as well. But I will, share the altercation because TMZ is sharing it everywhere. There are several different videos from several different angles as well. And, this is a very tragic situation, but it also, I personally feel like he was set up. The whole shebang, the whole leading up to the situation, the way the cameraman was recording, like he started recording right when things was getting ready to pop off. You just knew when to pull your phone out. He also caught the gunman, one of the gunmen, with his hand already on the holster and on the back of the gun where you put your clip at. So he's holding his hand right there by the clip or whatever, already on it, like, when these niggas get ready to finish arguing and I get my signal, I'm pulling my gun out, which he did. And it also showed a little piece of the video. You have to slow it down and things of that sort when he was holding the gun. And when he was holding the gun, he was holding it in a very professional way. Okay? This wasn't no hood nigga just holding it with one hand, waving that motherfucker every goddamn well. No. That's what was said to me in the beginning, but that's not true. This was definitely a professional guy holding it in a professional way, and it was one to the head, one to the chest. What gun shot Takeoff? We don't know yet, but we do know it was only one gun that shot him, but it was multiple guns that had been shot. Allegedly, 2 other people were shot as well, but they don't have death-threatening wounds. They were able to get to the hospital. They actually drove themselves to the hospital. But this young man did not and was not able to drive himself to the hospital. He didn't even make it off the grounds of this particular building, this particular event. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight, and we're going to break it all the way down. And while Drake is saying her part, I'm going to find this video for you guys so we can get on that.
I'm just going to reiterate pretty much what she was just talking about and break it down with the whole symbolism behind, we know life, there is no coincidences, the way things happen. We understand that, okay, on a higher perspective. So, we always going to give it to y'all on a literal and the spiritual standpoint, because you have to look at all angles when it comes to, this journey, even when we're moving forward in our own. So before I get into the breakdown of, everything that she was just saying, I actually did get a message, in a mix of me and her talking yesterday, from him, okay? And he was explaining the setup in a way, okay? In a way that we might use it, like Sis was breaking down, how things happen and, how people was just sitting there recording and, how the dude was just right there. Everything looks like it was initially a setup in that way for real, because the way shit planned out, okay? The way it happened, boom, 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 okay? All of these aspects surrounding him at the same time, okay? So, of course, we look at that as a setup, okay? We look at it like something's off. I know I did, so she's not the only one, okay? But, we understand also the higher perspective of things, okay? So when he came through and he gave me a message when I was talking to her, he was like, I wasn't the target. So listen to this, okay, y'all? He said, I wasn't the target in the setup, okay? Because we're using the setup word out here too, okay? They're using it surrounding his death too, okay? He said, I wasn't the target in the setup over some bullshit. And see, this is another reason why we're here about accountability, dealing with this community as a whole. Because when shit goes down, okay, in these certain environments, okay, dealing with, you know, some hood shit. Let's just be honest, okay? Shit always goes left, especially if you're on a straight and narrow and you're moving up in your career, okay? Or you're elevating in your mind, okay? That's a setup within itself from yourself to be caught up in some shit that you just evolved from, okay? So these guys, it's not saying that they shouldn't be able to go out and have a good time, but they got to be conscious and a lot more aware on how they move when they go into these certain environments, dealing with going back to the hood, okay? Because these are some hood niggas they around, okay? Okay, not even being a celebrity, you're right. This is some hood shit all the time. So, like he said, he wasn't a part of this big ass setup because it's really over some bullshit. As we've all experienced at the beginning of them arguing over some gambling type shit. Whether it was not over the dice game, okay, and they had them finished, it was still talk about trying to make money, trying to win money, trying to bet money, okay? And to be honest, let me show y'all, let me tell y'all this, like I told sis earlier. If you are a well-known individual that's got money, okay, and you go back to your hood and you gambling, them hood niggas gonna keep you to try to keep gambling, okay? Because regardless if you just lost 7,000, it was really nothing to you, okay? And you're a little shady about it, okay?
Keep on
But
going.
at the end of the day, they gonna keep trying to goddamn get you to bet, all right? At this time, we see him saying, nah, I don't have time for this. It ain't about that. Fuck all of that, okay?
Yep.
I already don't spend, what, 7 bands off the table just losing, all right? It's like we know when shit getting ready to go left, we still put ourselves in situations, okay?
And that could have been the initial argument alone with him. Like,
Right.
I'm done. I don't.
Right.
The 7 bands, my nigga. I'm out. I done gave you damn
Yeah,
10
they
bands.
want everything, okay? You
Yeah,
come to the hood and fuck around if you want to, rich and famous, okay?
And if you don't give it up or keep gambling, get whatever. Probably gonna take that shit from you.
Okay?
Oh, you rich? Oh, okay. Don't worry about that.
All right, so, you know, that's the bullshit. That's the setup, all right? That's the setup in a way that, yeah, it's look, okay, let me go to Takeoff, okay, before he even
Right.
transition, okay? Now, he's inside this party. There's multiple witnesses that says he's to himself, he's chilling, he's smoking, he vibing by himself, okay? He might take a couple pictures here and there. He's chilling. But when people, like I told sis, when people get ready to transition and something about to happen, you can feel that shit, okay? It shifts in your energy, okay? So he's a quiet, laid-back person, so a lot of people didn't expect him to be no more than what he was doing anyway, okay? So he's laid back, he's chilling. He knows something's not right, you know, and he's to himself. His boy, his uncle over there gambling, he doing what he normally do, okay?
Sit back, chilling, smoking.
All right? They come out, that's when all this arguing starts. Outside of that shit, he's still sitting there in the cut, chilling. Because he don't think it's that serious either, okay? Like he said, I wasn't the initial target, you know? And that just happened, that happens a lot too in the hood. Motherfuckers don't be the initial target. And y'all be shooting over bullshit and somebody's life is taken. Okay? That shit needs to be taken accountability for.
Yep.
Okay? Now with him, his accountability of understanding and knowing when you surrounded around, my nigga. You knew you was around some hood niggas. You knew they about that life. Okay? That's his accountability that he has to accept. Okay? But it was also his destiny too. Because these numbers don't lie. All right?
Also, you knew you had to hold the accountability of following behind your uncle too.
Exactly. Okay? A lot of street niggas have a lot of people following, a lot of young ones. All right? A lot of them look up to you. And they will follow your lead. That shit needs to be changed. That shit needs to be held accountable for. All right? On both sides. Not just the motherfucker following, not just the motherfucker they following, but the person that's following. Okay? Understand what you're following. All right? So he knew that this was some set up bullshit because the energy wasn't right anyway. You're around some niggas that's all about that hood shit, okay? Niggas will show you love. That's how you fool thugs. Next thing you know, laying in a pool of blood. Exactly. God is what numbers? The numbers that's dealing with like his age, the day, the time he died, the date he died, okay? All of these numbers come into play. Even with us, okay?
Even with the birthday, even with it being a birthday, it's not significant.
Even that birthday. Yeah. Okay. Now, she said it was Jay Prince's birthday party. We talked about that, okay? Takeoff was 28 years old, okay? If you add it up, that's 10. This 10 deals with new beginnings, all right? It deals with wholeness, okay? It deals with oneness, all right? And it also deals with success and individualism, all right? He was individually by himself too, all right? And determination. It's a lot more that goes with it, but those are just a few, okay? This is also, number 10 also means a major change is about to come into your life, all right? With this new beginning, okay? So by him being 28 shows the energy of a new change is taking place. Not just in his family, but in the rap industry, okay? A lot more light shed in this hood street shit, okay? Dealing with these rappers, okay? That shows that changes need to be done, all right? So that's what that 10 means with his 28. And I'm going to say Quavo, and then let me go to the next one, and then before I break down the rest of the numbers. Quavo is 31, which is 4, okay? Now, 4 deals with foundation. It deals with solidarity. It also resonates with the vibrations and the energies of an organization, okay, a service of patience, patriotism, dignity, also wholeness and the mastery number as well, okay? It has more to go to this too, but those are just the more the ones that that makes more sense with this situation. All right. So a lot of this is going down during this takeoff. Okay.
And let me add, like we said, it's Jay Prince's birthday. But also with it being Jay Prince's birthday, Jay Prince is a junior. So I don't want, it ain't the senior that we're talking about. We're talking about junior, the son. And all of them is tied in, are owners of Mob Ties. That is the name of their organization that they're in. It ain't a mob.
And people keep saying it's Mob Ties, people saying it's a lot of Mob Ties included, you know, connected to them. You know what I'm saying? Which, that's no coincidence. We know
the name of the organization is Mob Ties. So there you go. And they are from Houston. So they're out of their element. They from Atlanta. So they out of their element. They in the element of Jay Prince them. They in the element of Mob Ties them. Everybody got checked at the door for guns. Nobody had no guns, allegedly. The only people that had guns was Mob Ties.
Yeah.
Jay Prince them people. Keep that in mind. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. You ready? Okay, you ready for me? Go ahead. Okay.
I just wanted to add that in there, so you know.
Now he died at 2:30. Okay. I'm gonna break these two and this three down first, and then I'm gonna put it together. Now, 2 deals with the symbolism of self versus self, that masculine feminine energy. And check this out: 2 people were shot. Now that 2, he transitioned at 2:30, so that's the 2 that we're talking about right now. But that deals with self versus self, that masculine and feminine energy. 2 people were shot. They were masculine and feminine energy. One was 23, one was 24. You add it up. Okay, you got the 5 and the 6, and you add that up, that's 11. Okay, that's that self versus self. All right, that masculine, feminine energy. Okay, and they have to be in coincide. They have to be in unison when it's a takeoff about to happen. Okay, or transition or a new change is about to transpire. Okay, so they have to be one. All right. He died at 2. The 3 for 2:30 is that's basically the triple effect. Okay, that's that masculine, feminine, and that God energy. That's that unity, that unison. That's that Trinity. Okay, you put the 2 and the 3 together, that's the 5. Okay, we know 5 deals with self-reflection, deals with self-love, self-discovery. Okay, okay, all through a transitioning. All right. Go ahead. You want to talk about the dude that channeled his energy?
It wasn't even a dude, come to find out. It was an actual female. A friend of mine corrected me on that because I don't know why I thought it was a dude. I half-ass reading, niggas see some shit half
Right.
read.
You got to take what you can. You got to be careful who we get. What we get from
so I just half read the name and I was just out. This dude said, no, it wasn't a dude. It was definitely a female.
Make sure we got it right. Right.
Something flower or shit. I can't think of the damn name of it. Either way it goes. She wrote that at 5. She had been up since 5:30 that morning, and Takeoff's energy was definitely so strong. He was fucking pissed, y'all. He was pissed because it happened to him. He didn't know anything about it. Obviously, he wasn't in the loop on this particular situation of him being taken out. Takeoff was taken out. And on top of it, he would, because of his uncle, allegedly, but because of the argument that happened and the situation that popped off with his uncle, you know what I'm saying, he was set up and got fucked up. So he's in her apartment. She said his energy's in there. He done fucked up her apartment. He's going crazy or whatever the situation may be. And he's just like, I was set up. You know what I'm saying? She also did say, watch this album that's about to come out. Now there was a video dropped the day of Halloween.
Yep.
And it's called Messy, and it's by Quavo and Takeoff. It's actually a good video. I'm not gonna say.
And it's all about what?
Halloween.
Haunted house. Going into your haunted house. Seeing all these fucking devices, the shit that you surrounding your fucking foundation, your house.
Exactly. And they dropped it on Halloween. You can
on Halloween.
You just honestly. So you really gotta listen to the words of the song or whatever. Pay attention to what's going on in the video as well. And I'm gonna get to that right after I finish saying this. But she said that, Takeoff was tearing her house, tearing up her apartment, throwing things everywhere, whatever situation might be. And this might not be physical. Could have been spiritually throwing something around. Because, if a spirit is in your house that goddamn strong and throwing some shit around, there ain't. Okay? I don't know.
Don't sit their ass down somewhere. Sit down.
Sit their ass down or you get the fuck down.
So I say, sit down.
If some shit fly across your motherfucking face, well, that motherfucker is powerful as fuck, whatever spirit it is.
That force of energy,
Yes. So, in the midst of it or whatever, like you say, they said watch the album that's about to come out. Now, when I seen that she said something about watch the album, it wasn't on no, like most of the time, everybody always like, oh, he was sacrificed and this, that, third. Let me tell y'all something. It wasn't a sacrifice. And that, the sacrifice that everybody always talking about is Illuminati this and government this, government that. No, it wasn't one of them. He was set up. Yes, he definitely was. But it wasn't a sacrifice. This was a setup within their own circle. You know what I'm saying? This was a setup within the people that they deal with. It wasn't a setup with Illuminati. It wasn't a setup with government. It wasn't none of that. If we was talking about Kanye West or some goddamn body, anybody could have believed that one. You feel me?
Right.
But with this particular guy being that quiet and to himself and not in the mix of none of that shit or whatever, this was a setup within his own surroundings, his own atmosphere, his own circle. You know what I'm saying? People that he talks with.
I'm glad you said that, because can I add this?
Go ahead.
I couldn't wait no more. Good wait. Because when I was writing earlier, and those who know me, when I'm writing, I just got something, okay? So like he said, his surroundings, all that was a setup for him, okay? So life basically is the setup, okay? Life is the setup, okay? You never know what the fuck you're going to get, all right?
I was just about to break the setup part down.
Go ahead. I just want to say.
Go ahead. You finished?
Yeah, I'm finished.
Oh, okay. Life was like a box of chocolate.
Yeah, I definitely do believe that it was meant for him too.
Possibly, but I don't have to agree to disagree. Men has been at this all damn day. And yesterday, we just really went to fucking bed this morning. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Okay.
I don't believe it was for him. I believe that it was made out to look like it was possibly for him because the setup of it all, and setup doesn't necessarily mean, it's so many different ways you can look at a setup. When you go to jail, what you do with your oodles and noodles, you make a setup, right?
Make a mean ass setup.
You're hungry, right? You're gonna make that setup, especially if you're in jail. You ain't got no goddamn choice. You're gonna fucking eat jail food.
Oh, did we get the word with setup?
I think you read it, but I don't know if you wrote it down. Another way of looking at setup is setting up an event. You can set up your event to whatever situation may be, or you have been placed in a position or set up in a position to do this or do that. When you're playing chess, you set up your chess pieces to get ready to play. So setup can mean several different things or whatever. So in this particular way, it goes a lot of different ways for him, the setup part. He was set up in a position where the cameraman definitely showed where he was. They knew exactly what he was. It was a setup within the position of the hitman, allegedly. There's that out there.
Okay, so did.
Oya, you feel me? And he was set up for this journey as well. Prior to his life, when he was born, he was set up for this. Let's talk about it. You feel me?
Okay.
It was always a setup for him. He was not supposed to go past 28, and he did not. He seen 28, but that was it. He didn't even get to see the end of the year. He didn't get to bring in 23. He just only brought in 22, which equals 4. And we all know what 4 means. So, the initial setup of it all is, and in my opinion, allegedly, I don't feel like Quavo necessarily set him up, but I do feel like he played a hand in it because you turn a blind eye to it. This is a guy that loves the limelight. Every time you see him, he's dressed up, his dreads are done. He got $300,000 necklaces on his neck. Fuck the rings, fuck the jewelry, fuck the grill, all that shit. Just his neck alone is $300,000. And they was just on Drink Champs. 11 days ago, y'all. 11 days ago, they was on Drink Champs. Y'all know I love me some Drink Champs. Yeah. 11 days ago.
I got a question to what you were saying.
I'm sorry.
Why are you around people that could possibly set you up?
Because we all do it. We all do it. We all, when you're following behind certain people, you tend to fall into a setup of being around the wrong crowd.
Right. Now, that's why I said that's the setup, knowing what type of people you are around, even though you don't look at them on a physical standpoint and doing anything to you. But if you are aware and conscious of who you are around, you got to be held accountable for that. And I'm pretty sure he's taking accountability for that. For damn, I put myself in a situation to be around these people that do this type of shit. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of rappers do that. A lot of rappers do that.
And it be too late. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, why they trying to get me for my paper in my motherfucking Biggie Smalls voice, you know? And even with a gambling situation or whatever the situation may be, this is 2:30 a.m. in the morning. Y'all could have been went home. Man, I done got to the age now, y'all, well, I really probably can't even go past 12 o'clock. I'm probably already in the house getting ready for bed, yawning and shit like, oh, well, it's been real. Holla at you, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? But they're in someone else's city. They're partying with one of their friends or whatever the situation may be. What did he believe in? I don't know. I didn't see that.
Which one?
That he's spiritual or anything or whatever.
He is spiritual. You can tell by the way they dress and the shit that they wear. He's very spiritual. They very spiritual.
I'm not sure which one, Oya, but I do know that he definitely believes in manifesting what you want. In his music, they talk about manifesting what they want. On Drink Champs, he was just talking about, I'm a strong believer in manifesting and speaking into existence what I want. Quavo, I don't know.
Why y'all think Boosie able to go out here into the hood and do all that? He aware of the niggas he around. Okay? You can't be coming up. That's just like us. We're at a higher elevation in our mind. What? What?
All that blue thing in the refrigerator.
I don't know what you're talking about. Go get it. Let me see it. We got to remember, okay, you know how we're on a higher elevation in our mind. So when we're going to be aware of how we place ourselves in situations, even if we go back to where we came from, we're going to be aware of the energy. We're going to be alert. We're going to be observant, okay? Which is what Takeoff was really doing, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He was observant. He was quiet. He was aware of the situation, all right? But he was there too, still off the strength of his own people, which is his uncle. You know what I'm saying? That's like his best friend. You know what I'm saying?
That goes back to Nadia's question: why are we around people that could potentially set us up? You trust these people. You don't even know that these people will set you up. You put your You put your trust in a nigga stupid hoe. How you figure? He won't fuck your best friend and your sister. You don't put your trust in these people. And it was a good example. I'm sorry, that's what popped the fuck up in my head. But you're putting your trust in these and people and loved ones because that's what you feel like they got your back.
Yeah, they done brought my baby home.
Exactly. Niggas know it's a lion in the hood who is thirsty. It's always somebody that's greedier than you. It's always somebody that loves the limelight. They'll do anything to put themselves in a position to where they come up. You know what I'm saying? If they see a lick, guess what? If you the lick, you get licked. Period, point blank. If you bring a motherfucker around that I can lick, guess what I'm looking at? Period. Everything is a come up for a greedy motherfucker. It's sad to trust no one. The fact is, people change. People do change, especially when they get up in limelight. These niggas grew up together. You feel what I'm saying? They grew up together. And I know everybody watching the video and they're like, he was sympathetic and he was hollering and it was the old tape for me or whatever. But you got to pay attention to people's energy. You got to pay attention to people's aura. You got to pay attention to their surroundings and how they moving and how they going about and things of that sort or whatever, because motherfuckers know how to act.
Okay, can I add something right quick about his name and stuff too, and the reason why all that plays into this too. Okay, now with the Migos, we know he with the Migos. If you food, you gonna eat. You gonna get a. Okay, he definitely is. That's how it is in the hood. Savages. All right, we some savages.
All
right. And they feel like our trust get challenged. That's a fact. That's a fact. Now we know he was with the Migos. We look at Migos word as friend. But to them it was more of a, you know, they ran together in the hood together. You know what I'm saying? So they was like the Larry, Curly, the Mo. You know what I'm saying? The three. They always ran together, played together. They did everything together. So that's the reason why they called it Migo. But I looked up Migo a little bit more. Of course, it means friend. It also means fin. It also means enemy. And it also means lover, okay, as well. So that goes back to that lover and friend, okay, or that fiend, okay, or fiend, okay, which is an enemy, all right? So that plays out in the Migo names. And as y'all know, they already going through some shit dealing with the contract, okay, with them three, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Peace, bro.
Heard what she said now. Repeat it for the people in the back, because I don't think they heard what you said. What they going through? With what?
With the contract,
Mm-hmm.
okay? All right? So a lot of this shit is going down with the Migos, all right?
The Migos don't have it like they used to have it, but they getting back to it. You know what I'm saying? They lost a member.
Now with Takeoff,
Which not with them no more.
he not with them. Now with Takeoff, okay, his name symbolizes ascent, okay, which is basically ascension. Takeoff, okay? So this is an ascension taking place, okay? Even though it went through all of this setup ass shit, all right? But ascension took place, all right? All right, it's like we got to go through all the bullshit, all the setup, life setup, and not knowing what we're gonna get, okay? To go to an ascension within ourselves, okay? So Takeoff represents the ascent, which is an ascension, okay, within yourself, all right? He transitioned November the 1st, 11-1, that's the 111, that's the 3, okay?
Mm-hmm.
That's Christ's energy, the rebirth, okay? Or God energy, how you want to put it, okay? Then it's the year of the 6th, which is 2022, okay? That 6 deals with your first eye, okay? Your projection of your reality, okay? So through this takeoff and this ascension, he is showing you the setup in our community, okay? The setup surrounding us, okay? Also, it was another, people keep saying sacrifice. To understand what sacrifice is, understand it this way, okay? Versus something killing somebody and taking them out for a contract, okay? Because when they make that contract, when they sign, that is automatically you signing your soul. You do this when you work, when you do employee applications. This is signing your soul over. That's a contract, okay?
Between you and the employee?
Okay? So this sacrifice that people keep bringing up is nothing but the choice and decisions that we make in the life. You have to take a sacrifice when it comes to choice and decisions in your experiences in this journey, okay? So we want to say sacrifice. Yeah, that was a sacrifice of the choice he made to be around this setup ass energy, okay? Yeah, it's just a commitment of energy, okay?
That's it.
All right? And you got to take out of this shit. Okay? Everybody that was surrounding that situation got a lesson to learn, including us outside of that. Okay? Especially when it's dealing with our young generation. All right? They think everything is about a gun. Bang, bang, kill, kill. All right?
Stab.
It's not about that. We're arguing and killing self over bullshit. Because every time somebody takes out somebody else, they only killing a fucking self. Okay? You are destroying yourself. All right? That person no longer exists. You're the person that still has to hover around in this pain because you're taking out yourself. Okay? So this sacrifice It's all behind choice and decisions. And that's your sacrifice, okay? The Illuminati can't control shit. Can't nobody control anything unless you let them. Okay?
Holding accountability. That goes right back to the main
Take
topic
accountability.
of our life. Holding yourself accountability for whatever led up to those moments. You know, we can always say, well, I didn't. No, you might have not known that these people was gonna set you up.
Right.
In the same token, you still got to know who you're dealing with at the same time.
Yeah, you in hood shit happens. Okay, if you're doing street shit,
by the gun, you die by the gun.
Okay.
And that's not to say that he had a gun on him. No.
But hey, that setup energy being around it.
The type of environment you were in. You know that these
we sure did. We sure did.
Yeah, exactly. So you kind of knew that this was already gonna happen before you happened. You just didn't remember. And by the time
we gotta take accountability too.
You didn't transition. You didn't took off.
Okay, going back to what bro was saying about our past effects. Yeah, we gotta take accountability too. Okay, this is the energy we was pushing. This is the energy that we birthed.
Exactly.
Okay, we do got to take accountability, and that's why I say we got to go around it a different way. We can't do it what we've been doing. Okay. All right.
Especially with like you said, these young generation wanting to bang bang. Y'all remember us growing up? We used to fight all the fucking time. Like, what happened to the days when we used to fight? You know what I'm saying? People be
like Pop said, you live to fight another day, my nigga.
You do. Like
niggas don't want to get hit no more. Niggas don't want to get hit. What the fuck?
Y'all scared. We grew up in and I'm gonna hold accountability. But we gotta hold accountability. You know why? Because like I told you last night, the 60s and the 70s raised the 80s. The 80s did not raise the 90s. And the 90s showed the new generation, the kids, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Not all 90 kids are like that. Some of the 90 kids had some OGs in their life. But majority of the 90s and on up to the new millennium kids, they didn't have that OGs stand like we had.
They didn't.
They didn't get that love passed down to them to where the OGs was grabbing kids randomly. Like you might have an OG in the hood or whatever and see a young blood doing something or a young guy doing something. I ain't gonna say blood. I want to say I'm talking about a gang, but a young whippersnapper doing something they ain't got no business. They on your ass.
Right. They definitely would be on you.
They on your ass. But I heard
it definitely was the village back then.
Exactly.
Okay. We lost the village.
I heard you showing out of school. Oh, your mama told me how good you is in basketball. You don't need to be hanging out here on these streets. You need to be focused on school and basketball. That's gonna take you way further than these streets gonna take you. But guess what? When the 80s came, all that shit went out the fucking window.
Yeah, the late 80s
was either dead or locked the fuck up for years.
Yeah,
so
they was locked up again.
We gotta hold accountability for that. A lot of the young people or what the fuck going on today is our fault.
Yep, it is our fault.
You can't take that. You can't take that from them kids because it's our fucking fault. Half of their parents on drugs. Half of them doing this. Don't give a fuck. Are they teaching them the wrong ass shit or whatever the situation may be? You're not teaching them the right shit. You're teaching your young girls to be hoes or you're not breaking it down properly. Oh, well, you know, that right there is your pocketbook between your legs. And you use that for this and you use that for that. And you don't let no man come in your life if he can't do this and that for you or whatever. But you didn't teach her how to actually do stuff for her fucking self.
Yeah, okay.
And in her mind, she's like, oh, well, guess what? My mama basically said sell it.
Yeah.
What the fuck she said.
Working too much, not present. That definitely played a lot. A big role too.
Exactly. And then you don't know what the fuck your child doing at home or whatever the situation may be. And by the time you find out, which you know it's your fault, but it ain't your fault. You gotta work to pay the bills, but at the same time, the village part is gone. You used to have a village to where if I could go to work and leave my child at home. I know my motherfucking neighbor gonna beat the fuck out my goddamn kid if they doing some dumbass shit. Or they gonna call me and tell me, but you know your daughter had, or they got such and such in your motherfucking house. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it was a village back then. We came together to make sure you weren't getting pregnant at no early age. We came together to make sure that he was not there in them streets doing something he ain't got no
Yeah,
motherfucking
we had
business.
active community centers. You
We did.
know,
We did.
we had
Juanita
active
Butler
community
Center and
centers
all
that
that.
actually participated in the communities. You know, we had a lot of things going on back then of us raising, but a lot of these children's coming up now, and when the 90s really hit, all of those connections was gone. But a lot of things also happened in between. The drug area got heavy. The guns start picking up, okay? All of that started happening in the late 80s, all right, which was a fall of the God, okay? And we go through these levels, okay, within each one of our own experiences, our journey, okay? But that's the fall of the man, of the God right there. That's that energy of God fell. When there's no connection to those higher sources to keep the community or the foundation on a balance, okay, or solid, and it's chaotic, yeah, that's destruction comes in. Yeah, the attack of the God on the God, okay, it definitely began to happen.
Exactly. I was an
The
80s
70s
baby,
definitely were laid back.
and I
Wasn't
was
there,
raised
but
by
hey, y'all
an
had some good energy, okay?
I was
Now, with
raised
this
by
accountability, this also means liability, okay, and responsibility, okay?
accountability, liability, responsibility, all the abilities. Because you are
Okay,
able to do all that you say you can do if you put your mind, that third eye to it.
and they got accountability in Latin to mean to count, okay? So every little step you make, okay,
Step I take.
you have to count it, which is your accountability in life, your liability, okay, which is also your responsibility of your choice, of your own what? Yeah, bro, first eye, your projection, your reality, okay?
Gotta face reality. Got to.
You are the author of your own book. And we the author of this whole fucking shit going on today. Okay, we all got a part in this shit.
And when you lose focus on
focus
your
is
own
your
self,
focus.
when you lose focus on your own self, guess what? That breaks the chain of that flow. That cuts off that pipeline for that flow to get down to the younger generation, the kids.
Yep.
When you fuck it up, like it could be generational curses, but it's a choice. You gotta hold accountability sometimes for the OGs that came before you.
Definitely do. Yep. They definitely got to take accountability too. Okay.
Just if you had somebody in your life that wasn't doing right, stop using it as a crutch. Oh,
And you know what? To be honest, a lot of them actually have held accountability. But with this generation not understanding what's power and what's weak, because they got that fucked up. Okay, their power is totally different than what our power was with the mind back. Okay,
exactly.
They think power is what they carry, the image. Okay, we know power lies within the mind. Okay, so today's generation don't understand that yet. Okay, they gonna get there, trust me. But they weakness, okay, will be, oh, you an OG, you should be an OG, you coming out of here like a straight. Let's see, you know, what happened to you? What did jail do to you? He has wised up, okay?
Yeah, humbled himself.
Humbled himself. He had enough time to reflect, okay, behind them four walls, all right, on what he had done, his choices, okay, the sacrifices that he made in life, okay. So he comes out and wants to give that energy. He wants to take the accountability, but then they get shamed for it, okay. And it ain't it's still his fault, still our fault, okay? Because their mind frame comes from our force of energy.
The bed you made, you gotta lay in it.
All right?
You made that bed, you gotta lay in it. And that's why you're getting shamed on what you used to do and not what you're doing. They're not gonna look at, majority of the time, they're not gonna look at what you're doing now. They're gonna look at what you used to do. And they're gonna bring that shit up in your fucking face. So you better think quick on your fucking feet. Yeah, I did it. I will admit I did it. I did a lot of dumb shit when I was young and your age. And look what it fucking landed me. In jail. And a lot of my fucking homeboys dead. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
I got to hold accountability for this shit. That's the liability and the accountability. I got to hold accountability for this shit. Had I did things differently, maybe some of my homeboys would still be here. Or I wouldn't have had to live majority of my life behind fucking bars. It should have
Right.
took me getting locked the fuck up for my mind frame to be on something different.
Definitely forever student.
Forever student. Like, this shit real, man. This shit get deeper. And it gets deeper with Quavo them. It gets deeper with Takeoff them. Because what came before them? How was they shown? Especially the industry. Especially the industry ain't here for nobody. The industry not here to goddamn to hold you and rock you and shape and mold you. It's gonna shape and mold you into what it wants to be. Illuminati is the illusion of yourself.
That is the illuminated ones. Then when you deal with the illuminated ones, that deals with vision. Illumination deals with your vision, okay?
So get it together, okay?
That's why. Okay? What it do, sis? Okay? I was about to say something. Oh, yeah. Got a message. It's going to get worse. A lot more worse. Okay? But we already know this what it's going to be. It's a saying already. It's going to get worse before it gets better. All right? So we got to go through these chains of reactions, okay? Dealing with this whole new shift, this new change that's taking place in front of our eyes, okay? It's going to get worse, all right? But it's going to be better at the end, all right? The main thing is the accountability of it all. That's the key. Understand your accountability dealing with the liability and responsibility that you have sacrificed in your choice and decision, okay, in this experience, all right? Acceptance, okay? We cannot fight them with ego.
And they ain't get you nowhere.
And this music, okay? This music,
Exactly.
all right? It has a lot to play into what's going on too, all right? Now, I know multiple people have said it. I said it 2 years ago too. Music deals with the frequency of your energy, your vibration, all right? So whatever you take in, okay, that's what you vibrate on, all right? So that's why you got to be careful what you watch, what you listen to, all right? Unless you are on a high vibrational mindset like me, it don't matter what I listen to, okay? I might just go down memory lane when I'm listening to this music, okay? But I'm not gonna go out here and act the fool, all right? Which I did back in the day. Let them play some Lil Jon shit, okay? Get crunk, okay? I was crunk in the club, all right? And that's all dealing with the vibration of what? The music, the projection of what these artists put out, all right? But nowadays, I can listen to that shit and be cool with it, okay? I don't let that shit control my vibrations, okay?
And speaking of club and going out,
Marvin Gaye said, music is my heart. Hold up. Music is my heart and soul. Bingo. Yes. Okay.
And I remember going out when like we talked about last night, Drake.
Yes.
Back in the day when we used to go out, you used to get patted down at the door.
Exactly.
You couldn't come in that motherfucker with nothing. You remember how we used to have the rat tail combs, y'all? You couldn't even come in with that motherfucker because the end point is pointy, and they feel like this could be used as a damn weapon. I don't give a fuck about your doobie wrap, your press and curl ass perm. I don't care about none of that shit. Take it back to the car.
Honey, okay, we figured it out. We
Take it
was
the
figuring
fuck
this
back.
shit out.
Because at the end of the fucking day, you're not gonna come in this establishment because guess what? I will be held accountable for letting your monkey ass through this motherfucking door and some shit pop off, and then you get to shooting, or I show favoritism towards you, and I be the motherfucker to get hit.
Okay, be
And
the
it's
one to get hit.
situations like that. Well,
Okay, damn near like that, for real.
don't
Okay,
just go on in, man. Just go on in. And guess what? You be the fucking one that got hit because you was the one that let that motherfucker through the door, and he don't know how to shoot. He just in that motherfucker flanging that bitch every goddamn well.
okay, slanging it
And
everywhere,
then
and they start doing that too down here in the south. Like a lot of people was paying to let them, paying the security to let them in with that shit.
that security back then didn't give a fuck about your money, man. If you don't get the fuck out my face, you ain't gotta come in. I mean, what you gonna do about it?
Okay, y'all need to take accountability too, cause y'all letting these little niggas just come in. I'm telling you, when they say money is the root to all evil, it is. Look, bands will make a nigga dance. Okay?
All I gotta do is flash a little money to these broke motherfuckers, broke
Okay.
minded, not
Catch
broke
me on a broke day.
minded motherfuckers. I ain't gonna flash you. Let they be going through something.
Okay.
The baby mama or the kid might be needing
Yeah,
something.
thinking they hard.
Any fucking thing. Let them be going through something.
Okay? Definitely got to be, yeah, I'm telling you. Catch a nigga on a broke day. You most likely get a motherfucker to do some shit, okay? If that money talking real good, yeah, okay? The whole nigga, yeah, they gonna let that nigga all the way up in there. I've seen it done so many times, and it's crazy because this is the shit that, when shit go left, don't nobody want to take accountability. Don't nobody want to be held accountable for that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of shit can be avoided in our communities.
Hey, Terry. That wasn't
All
my
right,
fault.
a lot of shit definitely can.
This, that, and the third or whatever. I ain't know he had it on him. Well, you was at the door. That was your responsibility. That was your accountability was the responsibility to make sure nobody gets.
Which is another reason why I don't club like I used to. Okay.
I promise I'm not going out.
Okay, which is another reason. Look, I'm in my mind. I'm gonna make a conscious decision because I'm aware of what goes on in the club nowadays. I'm not setting myself up.
You won't.
Okay, I'm not setting myself up to go to a motherfucking club where I know they care.
These motherfuckers could possibly pop out. I'm not doing that.
Go out.
I go to a little bar or something. Anything can happen anywhere, but I will go.
They
to
really
a
not hard as fuck. They playing like they hard.
I'm probably gonna be there a couple of hours, and that's it.
Okay.
Did she eat?
No.
Damn, little legs.
For real.
Yeah, they not hard at all. They're actually going off of an image, which a lot of these rappers are selling out. Okay, they're selling like hotcakes. All right. So this generation is built off of image very heavily. Okay, because image is power to them, and in a sense, they right. All right. But you got to be aware of the image that you're projecting because you don't want that image to attract. Okay.
Bad things. You want to attract good things.
All right.
And with that being said, it's a dude named Storm Monroe. He got a show, Storm Monroe, whatever. He said something last night that really goes along with what we're talking about right now, which is, if we're not picking up a gun, we're picking up phones, recording every fucking thing.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of motherfuckers calling the ambulance and trying to get these people here faster to get this man off the floor. I mean, yes, he's dead already, but y'all picking up y'all phones to film and film and film and film. His dead body is all over the internet. The situation and him getting shot has played so many numerous amount of times in one big ass loop. Over and over and over. Somebody asking for it this way. The people who recorded it definitely sold it to TMZ. For some fucking money. You feel me?
Money. Bands will make them dance.
Bands will make her dance. And it's like, it gets to the point where it makes us look bad. We got to hold accountable.
It do make us look bad.
And then now people, it's like, we can't have events without a motherfucker thinking, oh, this shit might go left. You know what I'm saying? Or we can't go nowhere. Like, damn, can't take niggas nowhere. You done heard that phrase plenty of fucking times. Can't take niggas nowhere. Can't take black folks nowhere. 9 times out of 10 a fight gonna break out or they gonna get to shooting. Nowadays it's more of they gonna get to shooting. Back then it was like somebody gonna get to fighting. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, it's hard trying to get an artist in Greenville.
It's hard.
And it depends on what club they going to.
We don't ruin that shit so fucking bad, man.
Okay.
To the point where don't nobody want to come.
We started that shit too. We started it. We got some great grands in the back that did too, but we started it they started it and we finished that shit, okay? Which is what is projecting out now.
There's but also in the same token, that's why it makes it hard for us to have events. But there is a difference between niggas, ignorant motherfuckers, and black.
Because nigga does mean ignorant as hell, lack of
knowledge enough to know that, you know, back when I was growing up, I ain't gonna lie, I liked the fighting and stuff. It might have been bad, and it probably looked bad, because my mom used to be like, that's all y'all young folks do is fight.
I know, I used to. I used to fight a lot too.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't have to really just worry about nobody shooting, but nowadays you have to worry about shooting. And I'd be afraid for my son when he wants to go and chill with his friends and homies and this and the third. I'd be afraid. Like, I'm constantly calling your phone. All right, well, I know you had fun. Bring it on home. You know, not being funny. He's probably upset. He's probably mad. I'd rather for you to be upset and mad in the house.
I can understand why being afraid of our black sons or our sons, period, because the way society is set up, okay, they being taken out left and right over stupid shit.
Exactly.
Stupid shit. When I was growing up, niggas was mad because niggas was wearing the best shoes or the latest shoes. All right? Niggas will want to fight them and take their shoes. It's always been, I don't like the crab in the bucket type of shit, but it's always been that eat type of shit, you know, that eating at the table type of shit. You know, it's not even eating at the table. It's what I'm trying to say. It's not crab in the bucket, but it's always like a cat and mouse type of situation. Hold up. As long as you know your law, your kids are protected. Yeah, I know my law. My kids definitely gonna be protected. Because I'm definitely
true. But you can't always expect that when you get pulled over by the cop. I'm a firm believer. I ain't finna go for none of that okie doke ass shit or whatever situation may be. But you got to know when to turn it on and turn it off. You can't always be on, and you can't always be off. You got to know when the environment is. When the motherfucker walking up to you,
when your scenery change, you need to change. Okay.
Yeah, like you got to know when the fuck. Like you get pulled over by the police, and this man ain't on no rah-rah shit. Why the fuck is you gonna be on some rah-rah shit with him? He pull you over. He like, hey, how you doing? Have a, you know, the stand and third license and registration. Why the fuck is you gonna come out? What the fuck is you pulling me over for?
Okay, we can't be acting like that. Nigga, just get a nigga your license and registration.
Is your license fucked up? Is that what it is? Do you got insurance on this bitch? You know what I'm saying? That's when I be questioning, like, what the fuck going on? Like, you straight?
And a lot of times when we get these videos from phones, we only get in the actions behind it. We don't never get the beginning from the reaction of what started. That should be questionable for a lot of us too at those times.
Accountability. And that's why a lot of motherfuckers be like, you could have avoided that situation. We get mad about that. You don't know these motherfuckers be ready to shoot us, and not all of them do. And I'm not taking up for them because I don't fuck with their asses. When I see their asses, I want the other way. Because I'm not.
That ye are God's law. We definitely that definitely is knowing that you're well-round protected. Okay. Exactly. But the only person that can be well-round protected is to understand that they are God. Okay, to understand that they have to move in good graces or in what is it? Bro just said this word last night too. Damn, I can't think of the word. Hold up, I got it right here. Righteous. Okay, to move on a most righteous path, which is dealing with the awareness of being a God. Because even though we all are, you can fall into that whole fucking setup. Yeah, love. You got to understand the love. You got to understand all of that about yourself to be well-rounded, protected. Okay, I understand all of that. That's why I know my kids will never be in that situation because of my mind frame. You know, if I would have been still on the mind frame I was 10 years ago, I am leading my kids into what? Destruction. Okay. The ending was beautiful. The love of the situation was beautiful between her. Yes, it definitely was.
She's talking about the situation where she got the police called to her. You talking about
Oh, the
that?
police.
Yeah,
Oh, I thought you
red
were
and
talking
even
about
red.
them. Yes, you definitely got to understand that whole law of ye are gods to be in that energy. And I don't think a lot of them, I think a lot of them think, okay, I know I'm God, but they still live by the streets.
Oil.
Like God can't be touched.
Because you're definitely in a physical body. You're definitely having a physical experience. You're not godly in the physical
You're not
form.
even walking in that God energy.
You're
Just because
not.
you're giving yourself that title doesn't make you a God. God understands all, okay? And it's a lot of them out here. I'm God. I'm going to do this. I can do that.
Sit your God ass down and shut the fuck up, God.
That's not righteous.
Not
That's not.
Christ-like.
All right?
Not
I
Christ-like.
understand you know you God now, but now you got to understand. You really need to understand what God is and God's purpose. Okay? Okay? They be on it, okay? Generation be on it. They know they got, all right? But they ain't in that God energy.
You're not
Trust
walking in that. And we
me.
all
No.
are guilty of that. That's why you gotta hold accountability for your fucking self. Because we all everybody walking to God like, no, you lied when you
Okay.
say you is. Like, you're not. But we are holding accountability so we can get there. It is our responsibility. It's our duty.
God is definitely,
Get
that
there.
God energy definitely gonna take accountability. Because that God energy that takes accountability when you're walking in that energy and understanding who you are ultimately dealing with this God energy, okay, of who you are, all right? You understand you understand the plays. You understand the setup.
Exactly. So
Okay.
therefore, you won't be in a fucked up ass situation where you in a fucked up ass situation.
All right. You will not put yourself in a fucked up situation.
Now
all
let's
right.
talk about this music. Okay.
The what?
Music.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
The lyrics, the hip hop culture. I'm not saying that all of it is bad. You got to really listen. That's why when I listen to hip hop, I listen to hip hop that's talking about something.
I love
or whatever
music
the
like that.
situation
That
may
got
be.
meaning.
They got meaning behind it. But a lot of the shit, and it ain't just hip hop. It's rock and roll as well, which rock and roll originated from us too. Our music, every damn thing originated from us. But rock and roll. But the difference between hip hop and rock and roll gonna pay somebody to cover this shit up. You're not finna see it hit TMZ too fast over the hip hop culture because they want you to see how bad it looks over here.
Right.
And it's our own fucking fault because you out here doing the fuck ass shit. You're giving them a reason to project.
We set it up. We set the journey up this way.
You set it the fuck up, my nigga. So hold accountability for it. Versus them motherfuckers over there, they be having mosh pits. They be having 1,000. It be overcapacitated in the fucking building where it's like, how did y'all even fit in this bitch? Motherfuckers be dying. They be coked the fuck up. They be peeled the fuck up. They be up. You hear me? Anything that's up, they up on it. Fucking weed, they ain't smoking no weed over there. And if they is, that's the pregame for them. Them niggas that sniff 30 lines. They done took 30 pills.
Not 30 lines.
30. They done took 30 pills.
Damn, they'll be.
They is turned the fuck up in that bitch. They is head button crashing cans on their motherfucking heads and shit. Probably done dropped the fuck dead. But you don't see that in the fucking billboards. You don't see that in the news. Because the motherfuckers put themselves in a position where if it happened, but I know my son is out here fucking up. Billy, goddammit. I am a senator of the fucking state,
Okay, not going down.
Damn it.
Not
They're gonna
going
put
down.
his
It's
ass in
not going down.
rehab. They're gonna hold accountability. It's my fault. I'm gonna take full blame for it, Bob. But if you would, please let me give you 10 bands. You overlook it and send my son to rehab, and I swear on everything I love, it's not gonna happen again. You know what niggas do? I've been telling his ass for the damn longest to sit down. It ain't nothing I can do. It ain't nothing I can do.
Okay.
Get right the fuck up.
Okay.
You godly though. You walking in that godly stream in life. But you gave up on your own situation. You gave up on your own accountability. Because your child is your accountability. They didn't ask to be here. You manifested them here.
Okay. Okay.
Because
It's
I
your
know I
reality.
manifested mine. That's your reality. That's your projection of what the fuck going on in your goddamn life. You have control of that. So guess what? You got the whole accountability of how the fuck did we get here? How the fuck did my child get here? What am I doing the fuck wrong? Like,
Gotta analyze ourselves. Gotta look at ourselves. Because they're our mirrors. Just like we're their mirror too.
What was you doing when you was a kid? They say they're 10 times worse than us. They say they're 10 times worse than what the fuck you did when you was older. So
Okay.
they
mirror what they say, mirror when I can't even get my word right. They're mirror.
They are mirroring.
Y'all know what I'm saying? They mimicking what you're doing. I can't get my word right for shit. That is a tongue twister. Mirroring? Okay, mirroring.
It's okay. They mimicking you, okay? Look at all you.
Okay, I cannot get that shit out my mouth. Y'all know what it is, these motherfuckers teeth. But anyway, y'all. But our kids are our mirrors, you know, they're our reflections and we're their mirrors, okay? So whatever you're still doing, they're mimicking that image, all right? Yeah, it's the same shit. You know, so we got to be accountable for what the shit going on. You know, we can't, hell, the reason we calling them crazy and this generation fucked up, you got to remember where they got it from.
Your stinking ass.
Okay? Including with the music. We turned that shit all the way up. Okay? So, you know, this is why the music is the way it is now, too. All right? A lot of us, all of us has a play into this. So accountability is very major. And we have set ourselves up in this life, okay? Only to take accountability. You go through these obstacles in your journey, in this journey, only for you to take accountability. Okay? Because when you take accountability, that's a deeper understanding within yourself, okay? Which is causing you to change or elevate in your mind, okay? Seeing your wrongs and making them right through the change of your mind. Because we can't go back and change it. We can only change it from the new projections of what we're doing now.
Exactly.
And understanding what we did so we can understand this generation. All right?
The only way you're going to break through to them is you got to break down to them.
Mm-hmm. We got to break the chain.
Mr. Tough Guy or Mrs. Bold Woman. Well, I would never have done that in my day.
Okay. Okay.
I would never. You did.
But you did.
Grandma
you
did.
You did.
Grandma told me you did. You snuck out the fucking house and all.
Just like when old girl came out with that FNF, we was doing that back in the day.
F and K.
Where you think they learned it from? The little babies we see twerking on videos. Who do you think they learning it from?
Not me.
The little boys cussing on videos. Who you think they learning it from?
I said that might be me. I wasn't twerking though, y'all. I don't know how to do that.
I was dancing. I was a dance machine.
I seen your cheeks move when you was ready to jam.
What's good,
y'all?
bro? Okay, I was a dance
Okay,
machine.
listen,
Okay,
cause they trying to play. Y'all
so
shut
I knew
mine
my
so
baby. My
loud.
baby probably was gonna. She probably gonna get a little twerk here and there, but I dance a little different around her because I don't want her to dance like that in public. Because I dance a lot, so I have to be aware and conscious of how I dance around my baby for real.
Cause she is a sponge. You hear me?
Okay.
She is
And
one
that's what it's
sponge.
really all about. I take accountability for that because I definitely would twerk in a minute. Okay. But I got to be aware and conscious of how I dance. Okay. Especially when I do other things too in front of my kids. I got to be conscious aware of this shit. Now, I don't
You
want
do,
them
yeah.
doing what I'm doing. It ain't, I can't be contradiction, but I definitely don't want to expose them to something. Okay. Because as me as a child, I was exposed to a lot of shit. I was around a lot of adults. And I was exposed to a lot of street shit. Okay.
I could
A
say I
lot
had the
of
best of
fighting,
both
all
worlds.
types of shit. Okay. Hustling, drugs. Okay.
True.
Drinking. Okay. I had a lot of exposure of adult life shit. That's why at my age back then, I was more mature for a young child, a young adult, young like teen or at 11, 12 years old. Because I was exposed to a lot of shit as a kid. All right. And in that nature, they say she too grown. She growing up too fast. Yeah, because my environment is exposing this around me
And I'm
24/7.
and I'm soaking it in, taking it in like,
Mm-hmm.
ooh, what's that? What's this? Okay, this what they doing now? So
Okay,
yeah.
so when I seen them girls, doing that, girl, Glorilla doing that, and her girls, I said, man, that remind me of me and my girls when we was down in spring break, at Myrtle Beach. All right, Daytona type shit. Okay,
Took it down memory lane.
took me down memory lane. Okay.
Fuck out of here.
I cannot be like, oh, that's so fucked up. Now, will I expose it to my kids? No. I wasn't exposed
You
to them.
better look at that,
But I
cause
can remember when I used to do that shit. All right.
and we all got some days. I can remember, holding somebody up against the wall, and that was my whole goal, to push ass up against the wall so you can't fucking move, and doing what I needed to do. Now I might not been no twerker, but I definitely knew how to, do my thing.
Okay.
The whole goal was to fuck you up and walk
Got to
out.
be
That was
conscious
my
of that.
goal.
Okay. I carried guns back in the day when I was younger too. My little cousins, they was exposed to all of that. Hell, I was exposed to guns at an early age too. So you see how this shit trickled down. That's why we call it the what? The generational curse. Because we keep generating the same fucked up energy
Yeah, we do.
to ourselves.
Sometimes it might skip your mama and your daddy, because your mama and daddy done raised you right, but it was your grandpa. It was their mama and
That
daddy.
energy, yeah, still
You
gonna trickle
know,
down somewhere.
so you could be like, well, I didn't raise you like that, this and third. No, but grandma and grandpa was definitely out there in the street at the fucking juke joint getting down.
You
Busting
got to
the
be
juke.
conscious what you do from here on out. Because trust me, my little baby girl, she be doing stuff that I be like, I did that when I was younger. And I don't change my mind frame before I even birthed her. So why is she coming in here with this DNA that I ain't generating no more? That's because it had already generated. Okay?
What Kendrick Lamar say? I got royalty and loyalty inside my DNA.
Okay?
Oh, okay.
So we got to be careful what our projections is, for, on out. We got to be aware and conscious of the things that we do and be acceptance, like bro was saying, of the shit that we've already partake in. Okay, because that's a deeper level of understanding of what's going on with the generation and how we can change it, help change it. Because we got to come back, and I don't want to come back in that energy. I know y'all don't.
So do y'all think, question for everybody that is actively listening, and I appreciate you guys. Every Wednesday, you guys are here rocking with us, okay? So do you guys think that we should boycott the violent music, and I mean all genres of violent music, not hip hop, not just hip hop, but all music that promotes
Low
violence,
vibrational music.
low vibrational music. Do you guys think that it should be boycotted because of how it's projecting out here on the young community, or those who allow it to be projected on them? What do you guys think? I need to see some answers in the comments.
I think the best boycott. Boycott.
It's you.
Damn, what's wrong with my lips today? I think the
sis.
best boycott is to not even fucking listen. Not even, don't expose it to the children like that,
Yeah. Basically.
We gotta be very aware of what we expose to these kids. This music is still gonna be pumped out, okay? But we definitely can boycott it. All right.
Emily says yes, we should boycott the violent music. Hell yeah, boom, because niggas gonna do what they want. True. I protect my energy and avoid music myself. Okay, absolutely. All right. So we got some yays and we got some. They're gonna do what they want to do regardless, or whatever. But that's what the guy Storm was saying, that we should just boycott the violent music because of how
it's said how and where can we boycott? Like if you was trying.
We answered it. You just
it's the radio. The radio is what that really needs to be the first spot to start, because that's the mainstream.
Anywhere, I mean, not like literally get together. I mean, if you want to, you can, get together and picket signs and things of that sort. Get little baby up out of here. What are you talking about? God, you ready? What Jesus said? What Jesus say? Oh, okay.
Yep.
I'm sorry. She be trying to get me out my character.
These apps, it's a lot. It's a lot. I think the most powerful move on that is to not entertain it. Don't consume it. Yep, it's a freedom of speech. I think people should talk about how they feel in the music and let people take action their own way. People did that back in the day. Exactly. That's why I say I feel like, don't put your energy into it, Don't entertain it. That's a way of boycotting it.
He ain't saying nothing. No, I mean, Jeezy has said some things, but Jeezy, I'm not making up no excuse about nothing or whatever, because they all had conversations where they're talking about drugs and things of that sort, or whatever the situation may be. But in the same token, like I said, I listen to music that talking about something that means something. They're not out here just talking about Percocet, Miley Percocet, fuck a bitch. What the fuck are you talking about? You're condoning and a motherfucker taking a Percocet and some Miley. You know what I'm saying? Now
I like sis answer too. I like sis answer too. She said, I can't stop my son from hearing it, but I talk to him about it. Yeah, talk to your children.
Exactly.
Yep, make your own music.
And you're not gonna be, especially if they're going to school or whatever the situation may be. And this was on the show that I was watching that was saying boycott or whatever. It's not per se the music, it's how your intake is.
It's your actions. Yeah. People have to understand what they're listening to. Okay? Because we're gonna have pros and cons here regardless, okay? And it's all about what you feed yourself and how you feed yourself. Like I said, I can listen to rap music. I can listen to some hood shit right now. But it's not going to consume me and become my reality. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And you have to understand that that's entertainment, that's music, okay? Exactly. We can relate on it, dealing with shit that's been surrounded around the community and in this journey, but this generation got to learn how not to act, because these actions are damaging more than anything, okay? They listen to, they see shit, and they mimic it, all right?
Yes, they do.
Yep, they should. Go back and read about the history, our history. Like back then, when we became conscious, a lot of us is like, oh, I'm not listening to gospel music no more. I'm not listening to gospel music no more.
Yeah, I promise you I'm playing some gospel music. And I
But
don't care about that.
and I was one of those people, you know, of course, because I can relate, all right? But I realized when I got, of course, to a certain level within myself, I am that music, okay? I am that Jesus, that God, and all of those things that they speak about. So why can't I, you know, why can't I, you know, shower myself in this joy of this music and understanding it's me, the affirmation of it, okay? The projection of my heart, all right? So I can listen to it. A lot of people won't do it, like a lot of people won't even read the Bible because they're still stuck on the literal standpoint of it being written by somebody else, okay? And not understanding it metaphysically, dealing with yourself, okay? Just like the music, we got to look at it as, damn, that's some crazy shit that these youngers out here doing, you know? That's some crazy shit, some sick shit, he said, okay? But I'm not gonna feed myself that and go out and act on pun, okay, that frequency, okay? Even when it comes to these video games, okay? I have to tell my son, that's virtual reality. What you do there, you can't do here, okay? Because of course, children they don't understand the suit, all right? They're here, they're having a great time. They're not attached to the suit. So me feeding him the consciousness, which is consciousness or awareness of what you can't do. You have to be careful of what you attract. Okay? So I think we have to have these, not stimulations, but what they call them little shit, the little warning labels. Okay? Understand the warning labels in everything that you do. All right?
Read the fine print.
Okay? If you don't want your children to consume shit, you definitely have to have them to understand, okay? Because kids are not taking no contradiction. They're not going to take, well, you used to listen to that back in the day. Well, I can't listen to it. They're not. You have to get them to understand
why you feel the way you feel.
Mm-hmm.
And talk to them. Don't yell at them. Talk to them. You know, it took me a while to learn that on my own too. That was something that I had to learn. Like, you can't always yell at a kid. You gotta like listen to them. I think we said that last week. You gotta actually listen to them because we are the OG.
Yep, you do have to listen to this generation. We
are
can't just come in here trying to tell them what to do. That's not gonna change. We got to listen. All right.
And if they feel like you're not listening or they feel like they're not being heard, they're gonna shut down. We did it when we were kids. When our parents just was like, go to your room and shut the fuck up or whatever the situation may be, and they weren't trying to hear us out, you shut down. Like you really
shut
do.
down. You definitely do. So yeah, the boycott we doing, don't let that shit become your energy. Protect your energy. That's a boycott right there. Okay? And when you protect yours, you definitely you protect them kids, them children, everything around you. All right? Because we didn't listen to our parents either.
Nope.
No, they're not going to listen to you all the time either.
Not all of that.
But as long as we express and listen, okay, and not acknowledge, but feed them the wisdom of understanding, okay, while we're expressing or saying things that we've already experienced, okay? Allow your child to understand the experiences you went through versus don't do what I say I did. Don't do it, okay? Love you too, sis.
Thank you, love. Appreciate that. Tune in every Wednesday, 8 o'clock.
Okay. Okay.
This is the Divine Circle, okay? So I appreciate y'all feedback on that because I definitely wanted to know. And I promised y'all the video, and I have the video, but I have video been pulled up about 45 minutes. But I wanted to get everything out before I pull this particular up and get back on the Migos and accountability. Well, we still own it, you know what I'm saying? But
I just major accountability. being
I just
held.
wanted to make sure we covered everything that we wanted to talk about tonight. And which, we're doing good so far. We're about to wrap it up. Not too
Yeah,
much,
go ahead
but
and show that because
it's coming to an end.
I just after you got that, I definitely want to bring up
Okay,
something that was
so
said later. I mean after that. Go ahead.
can y'all see? All right.
Yeah, I can see it.
With this horrible tragedy with the death of Takeoff. We have seen video, we've seen a lot of images of what happened at 2:30 in the morning in Houston yesterday, but now the police seem to be honing in on some images on this new video that we got that they say shows a person of interest in this shooting. An armed man standing right there in the crowd with Takeoff and Quavo as a discussion is going down, a heated discussion between Quavo and some other unknown men who are there. Takeoff is what you're about to see and hear. Takeoff is standing a couple of feet behind Quavo, but pay attention to there's a man dressed in black as the conversation is going on, and that man has his hand on a gun.
Now this is the video, guys. There's the guy with the gun. Already has his hand on equipped. You can hear Quavo in the background. Did y'all hear that? What he said? He was like, let me go because I'm about to hurt somebody. I'm going to wind it back a little bit. All right.
So the police want to find this guy. He is
There's the
trying to
gun.
identify him. And you see, even before the argument escalates to a high pitch, his hand is right on that gun, on the gun the whole time. And then you saw Quavo in the orange shirt walk by once the discussion was over, and it was 2 seconds after he walked.
This is the guy right here. So this is the guy. He's near Quavo them. He has the black Dickie suit on with the dread.
Duck, goose.
He got the Dickie suit on, and this is his face. And they've got all of this just from a different camera angle. This wasn't the camera angle that I seen the first time. This was a different camera angle.
Yeah.
But as you can see where he is standing at, he's standing right behind the guy that has the camera. And somehow the guy caught pretty much him having his hand on the gun as well.
That first shot is fired. Now, again, we said the police want to speak to this man as a person of interest. There's nothing that we've seen in the video. Now, you do see him raise the weapon.
Everything is being televised.
He for sure fired the
Everything.
first shot.
Okay, sis.
Exactly. And you can't see also too if he did fire any shots where his shots landed, if this was the gun that possibly could take off, because it seems like he was almost shooting in their defense because he's kind of going the same way that we have saw them go as well too. Another interesting point here in this video is that you hear Quavo somewhat like saying like, look, I'm leaving, like I'm over this. Like he says, like, come on, let's go. Like it.
So I just wanted to show y'all that piece of the video or whatever. It's pretty long, lengthy or whatever. You guys can go on YouTube, go on TMZ. They got all the videos on there for you. You can examine your own self or whatever situation may be. But that's one of the situations that happened. And I did want to show y'all the argument. Let me see if I can actually go on TMZ and see if I can pull up the actual video of them arguing. You got something else you want to add, sis?
No, go ahead. I just want to talk about. I'm gonna go back to Drink Champs, and then I'm.
Yeah, that's my last one. Is Drink Champs or whatever. Is this it?
How I feel about certain design.
What the hell?
What is that?
I don't know. Something stupid. Oh, that was playing off. No, I did not want to do that. Stupid.
And it's dehumanizing. It's not normal to get on Twitter and see somebody flatline. It's definitely not. This new generation, they said, hey, they said what would be televised?
The revolution will be televised. I think that's what they said.
And we're in that revolution. And everything that's taking place, everything is being recorded, uploaded, and put onto social media, which is a version of television. Okay, so it's everything is being televised, and it's crazy, that certain people would, record certain things, but this generation is totally different. All right, and dehumanizing, okay, is also okay, it's also taken away from that suit, okay? All right, it's taken away from that body, okay? That attachment or that exposure, okay? And it's in such a negative way, all right? But everything is being televised.
It's actually not letting me
Surrounded
play it.
around the mirror, shit in foreign countries. They walk over dead bodies. Women get taped in broad daylight. The difference, everybody seeing stupid shit and ain't doing shit, and it's starting to, yeah, a lot of people not doing nothing.
Years ago.
That goes back to that whole snitch bullshit too. Like, come on, y'all. Rape, not tape. Oh, okay, I got what you're saying. It goes to, a lot of that. But sometimes, even within our journey, it be a lot of things going on around us that we don't want to be involved in. We don't want to be taken off our square. We don't want to be, thrown off our focus, because some things is not really worth our energy. Some things might be something that is going to take you to a next level, so we will stop and we will connect or entertain that energy. But a lot of times in our communities, a lot of people don't even get involved. And it's because they don't want to be dealing with confrontation, or they're in fear of, what I'm saying? It's so low vibrational, it's crazy. It's crazy. But to get through all of these craziness, it's gonna be a ride. Because we gotta face all the shit that we've been doing for years. And that's why it's all being televised. Because we gonna see it one way or another. And we gonna have to be in acceptance of it. Okay? Yeah, they be afraid.
And it took a lot of these down, y'all. And that's what's taking me so long to find it, because it took a lot of them down due to, YouTube finding it inappropriate. I was just trying to find the argument for you guys.
Well, I'm gonna say, hell, if you don't find it, we can just link it, put it in here.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. If you guys are in the group chat, I'll just link it there, and you guys can, pull it
under this video. Yeah, share under the comments.
Oh, and that too.
Now you can go ahead and get to Dream Champs, if you're ready.
So, Amigos, 11 days ago, once again, 11 days ago, self versus self. Amigos, basically, Quavo and Takeoff were on Drink Champs with Nori, and
definitely, sis, I'm Beverly.
One of the topics that they was talking about was security. And Nori asked them, he was like, when they pulled up to Drink Champs, they was heavily secured. Like, they had a security, a good bit of them that was definitely heavily secured down. And Nori was like,
too.
Exactly. And Nori was like, I applaud y'all, because when y'all pulled up, y'all wasn't playing. Y'all came heavily secured. And I want to applaud y'all. He was like, and he asked Takeoff. He said, do you feel like the rap game is one of the most dangerous jobs there is? And Takeoff said, yes. And he said, what else do you feel? And he was like thinking or whatever. So Nori said, would you say the military? is, one of the dangerous jobs? He said, yeah, I would. So Nori proceeds to tell him, and this is some shit I agree with him on. He said, it is a dangerous job, but one thing that's different about the military versus the hip hop industry is the military, you know who your enemy is when you're fighting in the military. Everybody that's dressed just like you in the same uniform as you, in that moment in time, is not your enemy. Your enemy is on the other side of that field, and that's who y'all are fighting toward to get towards. In the hip hop industry, you don't know who your enemy is. Your enemy could be sitting right beside you. And in this particular interview, guess who's sitting right beside Takeoff? Quavo.
Okay.
And when he's saying this, Quavo's kind of quiet. In this interview, Takeoff is doing a lot of talking. Like I told y'all, he is a very quiet person. He's to himself. He don't really say too much or nothing. But in this interview, he's talking. Like he's out there. He's interacting.
He had some shit to say.
Yeah, he had some things to say. And he's throwing his hand on Quavo's shoulder. They laughing together, having a good old time, throwing back shots with that Nori drunk ass. And Quavo is just kind of like in his shell. He's talking. Like he's not talking, but he's like in his shell. But you can tell
he's like, something's off with his energy.
Something's off. And this is 11 days prior to the shooting. Okay?
Right.
11 days. And he got his hand in his lap underneath the table. He got a net full of jewelry or whatever the situation may be. So they get to talking about enemies. And so Quavo cuts in and he says, yeah, we have to remain heavily guarded like that because you just don't know who, will try to turn on you. He says, being young dudes, we be paranoid. So when we was younger, things was a lot smoother, but now we're young men or whatever the situation may be, and we're in this industry, we be paranoid, so we definitely gotta make sure we're secured. And
right.
I was like, I thought that was really funny that he stated that because neither one of them had no bodyguards with them
that night, right?
Shooting. So it's like, what happened to all your bodyguards? 11 days ago, you pulled up at Nori fucking podcast, heavily guarded, but you show up at an event that you know what the situation may be, and you're not heavily guarded. Make that make sense? Like, how can you say that and you're not even when it's time for you to be heavily guarded, you're not heavily guarded. When it's time for you to not have maybe one or two bodyguards, you know what I'm saying? You go all out for pulling up at Nori, but you don't go all out when it comes down to a situation like this. That goes back to accountability. It's like that goes back to that. I feel like that whole setup situation because you riding around in the drop top with the birthday boy and two other people in the back, but you heavily guarded at Nori's fucking podcast. That don't make any sense. You rocking around here arguing with motherfuckers over allegedly a damn dice game.
Not to.
But where's your security at? That don't make any fucking sense. Your security wasn't in that drop top with you. Your security wasn't nowhere.
Not a conscious decision.
Now you made a conscious decision to tell them niggas, "Oh, I'm gonna give you the day off." Maybe you did. Maybe it was Halloween, and maybe you did tell them to go home and be with their family for Halloween. Maybe you did.
That's what I'm saying. The people they're around, they probably didn't even expect that to go down.
I think so, but it's all a setup, Heavenly. The whole environment was a setup. The whole situation was a setup. It was his destiny to take off in the spiritual world. It was just how fucked up how it happened. You know what I'm saying? Like it was on some situation where maybe the wrong place at the wrong time. You know what I'm saying? Or was he at the wrong place at the wrong time? You know what I'm saying? I just feel like it wasn't a sacrifice, but I do feel like he was set up to take that L. You know what I'm saying? Because the shooter was a professional shooter, you guys. The shooter, when y'all go back and watch these videos that they have posted all over social media that TMZ has or whatever situation may be, I just played this video When y'all go back and watch it and analyze it for yourself, you will realize that the shooter, the guy with the gun, was a professional shooter. This was a hit. And anybody know anything about hits, guess what? The man got shot, one in the head, one in the chest. That's a hit marker by itself. One in the head, one in the chest. Those are kill shots. And in the way that the guy was holding the gun as well, exactly. You know what I'm saying? And in the way that the guy was holding the gun, he was holding it in a professional way. Y'all know hood niggas do not hold guns in a professional way. They hold it all sloppy, toppy, whatever the fuck. They just throw that motherfucker anywhere. It's probably a one hand like, But this guy had it professionally, holding it professionally. He was already had his hand ready for the signal. He was ready. You know what I'm saying? It's not coincidental that they started recording right when shit started going
Nothing's
left.
a coincidence.
It's not coincidental that he already had his hand on his pistol ready to shoot. It's not coincidental. And it's not coincidental that he got shot. But they saying other people got shot, but the other people that got shot, it wasn't nothing fatal. This man lost his life. One to the head, one to the chest. Those are kill shots. Those are kill shots.
That
he
is
was
definitely
taken out, and your uncle was the one arguing. You minding your fucking business.
Mm-hmm.
And you get taken out. Come on, man. And allegedly, we know that, not even that. Hours after that, Quavo goes take a shower. Guess where he at? The fucking Waffle House. He goes live at the Waffle House. I'll put that video in the chat as well. He goes live at the Waffle House. Not a tear in sight, not a puffy eyes, not nothing to indicate that he had even cried, gave a fuck. Even when he was standing over the body, yeah, everybody like, oh, he was yelling, he was hurt. It's giving acting skills to me. But this is my opinion. Let me state that for the people in the back that crying.
I say, what I say? I said it's selfishness to his bullshit.
Selfish.
Because even though Takeoff has been taken out, okay, this is a major gain for him, okay?
Major gain.
All right. So that whole selfishness energy of, not taking accountability at that time and laughing it off and all that. I know people grieve different ways,
I do know that.
But I really feel like, he knows he has a lot to gain behind this shit. So the way he's projecting, I'm pretty sure he's aware of how he's projecting, okay?
You know that.
But that's not a conscious decision to do into this generation. It shows no remorse. It shows no accountability at all. All right?
It's given, I'm at the Waffle House asking for strawberry lemonade. It's given, you could have got you some scrambled eggs at the motherfucking house. It's given, if this is my nephew, and I'm not telling nobody how to grieve, again, this is how I fucking feel about it. If I know that I'm this close to this motherfucker and we done grew up together, every damn thing, we done came up together, we done started this group together, along with our other cousins, or whatever the situation may be, I'm finna be pissed. You're not gonna be able to peel me off that dead body. And that's just me. I'm not gonna be able to go live. I'm not gonna be able to eat. I'm not gonna be able to do anything.
Everything could be staged. I look at stage in a different way. It can be staged literally, like that's some elite shit that goes back to the elite type shit. Or it could be staged because it's just life and we're on a stage. So your life is already set up the way based off your sacrifices of your choice and decisions. It definitely could be staged off too, because we know niggas do shit like this in the street too. This
and
ain't
I hope
nothing.
You ain't trying to keep your heart status on, like, oh, I'm a man, I don't cry. Fuck that. Bootsy cried. Designer cried. Even Offset got on there and went live, and you can see the sincerity in him.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck about nothing. This generation does not care.
It's like, oh,
I mean, in a sense,
but you gain.
I can understand because when you're in the path of righteousness of being God, your God energy, you can't give a fuck about nothing like that. You cannot take shit serious. All right, so I get it, but with them, it's the lack of accountability.
Your
all right,
argument,
you cannot
with people is what
walk in the energy of not caring. You know, on a higher perspective, you can in a low vibrational, and that means you're not taking accountability of nothing. And that's a lot of the generation today. You know why they're not taking accountability? Come on, energy. You know why? Because it's our fucking fault.
I'm going to take accountability for mine.
They're not going to take accountability. It's our fault.
I'm going to take accountability for the lack of, therefore, what I didn't do. Or what, therefore, my forefathers. Let me say that.
What we exposed to them.
What my forefathers did, I would take accountability for it. Now, that's not going to stop us. It's not going to just abruptly stop in the world, but like, oh, okay.
Right.
Greater from there. But, you know, it helps a little bit. It helps just a little bit. With me, you, and everybody on the live, like, you right. Yeah, I hold accountability for that. But yeah, you're right.
Boy, we fucked this generation up, right?
We fucked the generation
That's
up,
accountability.
y'all. We definitely did it. Because we
#
had
we fucked this generation up.
We had OGs in our life, man. And we fucked that shit up. And they still, and guess what that generation doing? Teaching the next generation the same shit. And they getting worse and worse and worse. And hopefully, you know, now we got to start projecting in our mind that it's getting better. It start getting better. Start telling ourselves it's getting better.
Yeah, now that we are taking the self-acceptance and understanding the accountability that we led, yeah, it will get better, you know.
Takeoff said something else. That's how I know he on Drink Champs. He said, you got to be careful what you post. That's why when he posts, he don't post the same day when he at the spot. He posts the next day. So if something was to happen or somebody trying to get to him, he already gone. You feel me? He might post it and say,
you gotta be careful what you post.
You gotta be careful. Social media these days have really taken over. And that man was very, very cautious on what he did.
Because your post is your projection.
Your post is your projection.
It's your reality. I don't give a fuck if you sharing a meme.
What you doing?
It's what you project on your screen.
That other rapper just got killed from his old lady posting that they was out to eat. Just out to eat. And motherfuckers came and robbed them and killed them right then and there. And guess what?
And that's why her ass is doing time now. Because at the end of the day, you knew some motherfuckers was coming for him. And you still posted your whereabouts.
So, you know, motherfucker, you can't be mad at a motherfucker but like you set them up. Why would you post that? You might have not set them up. You might have just been on some, oh, I'm out to eat, this, that, and the third, or whatever situation might be. I used to tag my location and stuff. I don't do that anymore.
I don't even share my location thing ain't even on.
It's not even on unless I ask for it to be turned on. But
yeah, let's come out of time.
My plate,
yep.
And 9 times 10 if I post my plate, like Takeoff said, I'm talking Takeout, damn. Like Takeoff said, you might post it after you done left the building. So if somebody trying to trace your steps, guess what? You're no longer a fucking minimum.
Exactly.
She just posted that she was at such and such 5 minutes ago. Let's pull up. Go ahead, pull up. I ain't there. I'm already back at the house. But shout out to the restaurant who got
Willie's do need in silence. Okay.
You got to, and
we learned that now.
I was always
they gotta learn it.
They do, and I tell my son that all the time, and I'm gonna tell my daughter that, and I'm gonna continue. What I learned is what I'm gonna project on my children, because they are the next generation. So therefore, if you have children, if you have nieces, if you have nephews, it's time for the men to step up with these young men. It's time for the real women that ain't out here projecting shit that ain't got no business, and real men
brothers that starts with us.
Come on now, we can get it back now. We can get it back. But let's bring back that village like projection.
Yeah, right.
Let's bring back that homie don't play that. You know what I'm saying? What it
Okay.
LL Cool J say, Mama said knock you out. Okay.
Okay.
Let's bring back that ass whooping for these kids because they need it.
Definitely. Okay.
Like, stop trying to be like, oh, you know, if you have a friend, like, if my son is doing something he don't got no business, Drake is allowed to say something to him because, and if she say something to him and he pops off his lip, she's allowed to handle your business, especially if I'm not around, because I'm not around. It's the same thing with all my real friends that I fucked with the long way. They know how I raised mine. So if my son pops off at the mouth at you after you done said something to him, handle your motherfucking business. Because if it's vice versa, guess what? I'm gonna handle mine. I'm telling you to your face that I am. And if you don't like it, because I consider myself an OG, I consider myself helping raise these kids. If you don't like it, you better keep the kids away from me. Simple. I ain't saying I'm gonna beat the shit out your child. I ain't saying I'm gonna smack them to the floor and stomp their motherfucking lights out. But I promise you, I'm gonna put Big Mama on their ass, and I'm with it. It's a lot of children. They be like, I have friends that be like, I'm gonna call Nene, and they be like, no, because I'm not gonna play with your ass. I don't play with kids. You're a child.
Okay.
We can play when it's time to play.
Exactly.
But now it's not time to play.
My granny definitely would call me or my mama with these kids. Okay, they call me too. These little rascals out here showing out. They don't be wanting me to know most of the time because I'm gonna really get in their ass. Okay. So sometimes they don't even call to tell me some shit because they know I'm gonna get on them. But you have to be like that, you know. We have to have that energy to keep their ass straight and narrow.
You do,
okay?
Or else it's gonna keep falling off the path.
Pieces.
And guess what? When we don't teach them, guess who does teach them? Their peers. Everything
society.
Around them. So therefore, that's why it got out of hand, because the 80s took their hands off the next generation.
Mm-hmm.
When the 70s and the 60s had their hands on us. Come on now.
Exactly.
That village. Bring back the village. I'm all for the village.
It's coming. It's definitely coming. Okay. We just doing a little ass whipping. Now we're gonna talk about his premonition also. Okay, now we gonna talk about his premonition, dealing with also Drake Champs too, because you know he said a few things that a lot of people have been playing to about him getting his recognition, you know, his flowers now. Okay, don't wait till I'm gone. Give me my shit now. Okay, that whole flowers thing is giving me my respect, not my loyalty, but my respect, my recognition. Okay.
I'm here. Show me love while I'm here.
Okay.
Show me my love while I'm here. Don't wait till I'm dead and gone to throw flowers on my grave. I can't get the shit then.
Exactly.
What the fuck?
All right. So he talked about that 11 days ago. All right. Which is that 1-1 again. Okay. And they end up giving him what, like a bouquet flower kind of thing, trophy kind of thing.
It's like a trophy that he can put on a mantelpiece or something or whatever. It's not an actual real bouquet of flowers,
roses, but it's like in a form of giving him his roses.
In a form of roses,
okay?
Yeah. So that's how
you know,
Nori does it.
His prediction of, you know, it's not his prediction, but him saying that, okay. Right, that's crazy that 28-year-old would say that. But you know what? A lot of people say a lot of things when they get ready to transition too. You know, I love the fact that we understand how the Illuminati work, but we got to also understand how this energy works overall, y'all. Like, for real. Okay? I understand the context of setup, the context of sacrifice, the context of, you know, shit, you know, people out here doing shit because it has been done. All right? And it's crazy that he would say that. But a lot of people say shit before they transition. All right? Sometimes they don't even understand what they're saying. All right? They felt their own transitioning about to happen. Yeah, he felt it. All right? to say some shit like that, yeah. Yeah, and
And
our
it's so
words
sad.
can be our own downfall. You're definitely right. You got to be careful what you're speaking in distance as well, too.
And he said that on Drink Champs as well. He said, you know, because they were talking about the music, and Nori brought it up. He was like, you know, these young people and this music, their lyrics of the music and things of that sort of whatever. And they basically brought up, he was like, Quavo said, if you go back and listen to our music, we don't speak nothing bad. We be talking about jury and stuff like that or whatever. Takeoff was like, I believe in manifesting. It was like, well, we speaking
Yeah,
out. If we was talking about Lamborghinis before we even had a Lamborghini, and now look, we got Lamborghinis. It was like, so majority of the time when we talking about in our videos, we ain't talking about no drugs or, you know what I'm saying, this, that, and the third, or whatever the situation may be. He said, go back and listen to our songs. And if you find one that's negative, a negative impact on anybody, let me know. Pull it up. I want to hear it. I want to hear
yeah.
it.
It might not be about violence, but they definitely talk about, you know, bitches and hoes and all
They
of
talk
that
about
shit
bitches and
too.
hoes now, you know.
They talk about it a lot. You know, it might not be violence, but it's still the same. It still holds the same frequency that's being projected out into this generation. It might not be no gun shit, you know, but it's still not taking that person to their higher self. It's not taking that person into a higher motivation of changing or wanting to do better, okay, or tapping into that creativity of their self versus the self-destruction, you know, that low vibrational shit is still on a low vibrational energy. It just might not be violence, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And we got a lot of this, hold that bitch, that, you know, shake that, twerk that, okay? We got a lot of that, okay? But it's more to us than that. You know? It's more than that to us, you know, in this journey. It was something I was about to say about him. Damn, I can't even damn remember. Oh, the Drink Champs, about him saying his thing. Oh, also, he was the youngest one in the crew, okay? And he was the only one who had the necklace with all three of them on it. That lets you know that he already carried a powerful energy, okay? He was already tapped into his inner child, that love about himself. That's why he was humble. That's why he stayed to himself. That's why he was very observant, okay? He was in his God energy. And when he got that necklace with all three of them, that shows you who holds the weight in the group, who connects them together, okay? He's the glue to it all, you know? While the other two rappers didn't even get a necklace with him on it or nothing in that nature. That shows the love that he had, okay, for his group and for himself, okay? For their foundation, that he went and got a necklace with only their three faces on it, okay? And it goes back to that 3-2, and it's dealing with that Christ energy, all right? And it's dealing with that oneness as well, all right? So these boys, they understood a lot of this, you know, this energy, you know, this energy talk, this being the spirituality of who we was, you know? But a lot of these rappers that knows this shit, okay, they still live by the streets, all right, which is what's gonna cause them to continue to get set up, all right. Was it Quavo and him related? Yeah, that's his uncle. Quavo is the uncle, and Takeoff is the nephew, and he looked up to his nephew. He looked up to his uncle a lot, even though they was probably 2-3 years apart. He looked up to him as a big brother, you know. He idoled him and I Offset, okay? Them boys could never do anything wrong in his book to them, you know, to him. That's mad love, okay? Even when they separated with the whole contract thing, him and Offset still had conversations. All right, they still was talking, you know, so. But once again, that's all behind some money shit, you know. It goes back to that whole fucking bands that make you dance type shit. These niggas out here tap dancing for money contracts, all right? And they're feeding it and pumping it into the generation, all right? Which is our overall energy, in this journey. So we got to flip the switch on that shit. All right. Just like we tell these kids that these scary movies ain't real, we got to tell them about the motherfucking boogeymans in the fucking music. All right.
Dog.
We can definitely get into dog too, because that's another like that. That's another scenario too.
Another
A
person we
lot of
want to
these
get on
artists
is
got good, they
Dave
got some
Chappelle.
real beautiful souls, but they still try to hold on to them old ways. And when you elevate in life, you gotta cut those ties. You can't hold on to that shit because it's gonna cause you to get set up. You feel me? And you can't blame nobody but yourself. All right. You got anything else to say?
I found this other video. I ain't seen this one. Oh. I'm probably gonna watch it.
Yep, Nipsey hit hard. All right, Dave too.
Okay, guys.
Nipsey told you that the marathon continues. All right? Which is this journey, this experience, this shit that we go through.
I think this is the first video. Oh, this is the other one. There goes Quavo.
You can tell, he's still, the way that whole environment shit. Look at the Chucky doll.
I want to say this. A young lady that was there. You can see her in the picture.
Oh,
She
okay.
made it be clear that the dice game was over with.
Oh, that's the girl that had the booty cheeks out.
All right.
Remember her?
Girl.
She's standing right here.
Quavo done lost the fight. The dice game over with.
I
Yeah.
want you to hush.
I got to. Alpha was pressed. IP takeoff. It makes the whole time he killed on accident.
I'm gonna have to watch this later on.
Everything recorded because the revolution will be televised. Okay? Everything gonna be recorded. They gonna record every goddamn thing. Okay?
That's the first thing this generation do is pull out their phone. And Bootsy said some real shit too. He was like, man, they taking out all the real rappers. They taking out the rappers, period. He was saying he don't even want to be acknowledged as a rapper anymore. He wants to be acknowledged as an entrepreneur because this shit right here is ridiculous. Like, it really the fuck is. If you ain't getting killed by your own fucking people.
Now, one thing I can say about that too, okay, because even though Boosie said some real shit, he definitely did. A lot of them actually said a lot of real shit. But this happens in our hood too, Something go down, a lot of motherfuckers got a lot of shit to say. But then they still do the same shit.
It definitely does. I will agree with you on that.
A lot of people, if you transition in a way in such a matter, a lot of people always come out expressing their emotions, but they ain't changing shit.
And y'all have the power to do that. Y'all are bigger than what the fuck we are.
We all have the power to change. I swear, I love that nigga. Why? I mean, it's crazy. We come out and we project shit like this. But we have to stand on it. If that's what you mean, that's how you feel, create the change. Because at the end of the day, you just another nigga that won't clout.
Because one minute you saying this and the next minute you saying
like Boosie
crazy.
saying he don't want to do rap and do this shit no more. We used to be heroes and all of this, blah, blah, blah. But you one of the main motherfuckers that's connected to a motherfucking game. And you got little niggas under you.
I ain't gonna be the first person to buy. I mean, when you was bored, you said, put your pussy lips on live, I'll give you $1,000.
Like, I can't take you niggas serious. Only way I can take you serious if the actions change. Now, when the haters got shit to say after somebody transition, it's given I ain't never liked you to begin with. Okay, it do give that energy, you know. What you think about the Charleston White? Charleston White ass is hey, he's speaking the motherfucking mind. We definitely gonna break him down too, because he's on our list. I can't wait to get to him. Because he's saying a lot of shit that y'all a lot of people won't say.
They definitely do. And I be
Okay? The
motherfucking.
shit you be wanting to say but don't say. Or the shit they be wanting to say in the industry but don't say. Okay? And then when
Gotta
he
hold
say
your
the shit
tongue
just
on
like
that one.
Kanye, he get outed out as the crazy motherfucker. We need to take him out. This nigga talk too much. That nigga Charleston done lost his fucking mind. Anytime you go against the motherfuckers, okay, that's trying to project this low vibrational shit or trying to keep this energy a certain way, you are outed. Okay?
Definitely are.
Yep.
Definitely are.
Birdman hands was activated. Okay. Birdman is one of the main motherfuckers. You know?
Chill. Whew.
It's just crazy. Like, we'll say a lot of shit when shit happens. But you gotta be honest with yourself, and you got to create that. Yeah, baby. You see, we got to create that change. What's wrong with you?
Who you talking about, Bootsy? I watched the 85 South show as well. The trap one. I seen that too.
Which one with Bootsy on it?
Mm-hmm.
What's wrong with you? It's dirty. How your foot dirty?
Oh no, I haven't. It must be recent. I need to go back and watch. I haven't watched In the Trap in a
Charleston.
little minute.
He was on 85.
And I'm
I'm
definitely
gonna have to go watch him out because he definitely on our list to talk about. And to me, I you know, they had Charleston White on the blogs today because he had on actually I seen it here on Facebook. Somebody had shared a picture with him having on the what's the name flag? The is it the rebel flag? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He had on that flag, the rebel flag. And they was automatic. Man, it was so many people up under their color, okay, that was talking so much shit. Sell out this, sell out that. I only seen one comment up under that bitch that I like because obviously this person has dig deeper than the bullshit that people are projecting in their comments, okay, with the whole hate shit, okay. He knew that this flag was ours. He knew the story behind the whole flag. You see what I'm saying? So he could understand why that man had on that rebel flag. But see, a lot of people don't understand that. That's why I say you have to keep digging deep, you know? Don't just take what you get on the scratch of the surface. Go under that shit. Dig the hole. Go into the rabbit hole and find the real answers of what actually took place and what shit really is. We get too emotional instead of listening to what somebody got. Instead, we react. Exactly. A lot of motherfuckers get emotional in their feelings and we don't want to listen.
Yeah, Carlos gonna let you speak.
I bet they was mad at his ass.
Carlos
I'm gonna watch it.
Carlos gonna let you speak or whatever. Because guess what? Y'all be letting everybody else get on that motherfucker and go the fuck off or whatever the situation may be. I didn't even know. This must be recent. He must have just recently was on here.
I think I just seen it recent, like pop up on my recommendation. Come here. But yeah, we definitely gonna chime into him. Do it. Should we can push the goddamn button? I'm gonna watch it tonight. That way I already have my notes for him. Because I can't wait to do him. I know that brother got a lot of shit. Professor Griff, yes. He definitely has a lot of good points. This is the wrong shoe.
We didn't bring Jen back. Hey, Jen.
Girl, they brought her back at 9 o'clock. I said 9:30. She was early. It's the wrong foot.
I said bye.
You need the other shoe. Go get the other shoe. She already messing with stuff now. But yeah, definitely I'm gonna look into Professor Griff too because he's a good person to also talk about. Because he got a lot of knowledge too. But we're gonna talk about other topics other than, you know, just artists too, y'all. So we're gonna bring it in with, you know, everyday situations in this journey that we can talk about. So we can take accountability for the shit so we can get the word out there for these new generations to keep it pushing and let that shit go.
For real.
I'm sorry.
That's
I'm
what.
sorry.
That's
what I want to
why
say.
this
I'm
live
sorry.
was basically for accountability. You know what I'm saying? Even though we was breaking down what happened, it just kind of tied into it what we wanted to talk about anyway. And then, you know, Takeoff happened to take off to the spiritual world, and it happened to go right with it. So, you know,
Next Wednesday. Yep. It definitely had to go with it. Happened to go with it. We gonna do it. We do them every Wednesday.
at 8 o'clock, sometimes 8:30.
Yeah, around 8:30ish. Okay.
We expect it to be by 8:30.
It's our latest. Okay, time that we'll be on. Because sometimes we be running
And we're
hot.
finna start, we're building up here, but we're finna start being live on like YouTube and stuff like that so we can
Yeah,
bring in
other
more
sources
people.
too.
That way, we might even go live on TikTok just to do it one day or whatever. But I definitely appreciate you guys that come in every Wednesday. And, you know, even if you come in for a little while and then you peep your head in and you peep your head out, I still appreciate it very, very
Trust me,
much.
I'm very appreciative. Yeah.
This is the fourth
We are
episode,
very
and we're still
appreciative.
building up our viewers. So you guys matter. Every viewer matters.
Shit, we all matter. No, you don't need none of this there. We all matter, okay? And we gonna make sure that we project the mind over matter, okay? Because we all matter. Nah, for real though. Thank you for sharing, sis. But for real though. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got. I don't know if sis still got some more. We definitely gonna dive in next Wednesday, as we said. We were supposed to do Dave this week, but if something else come up, you know, we gonna add to it too, because we want to talk about Dave Chappelle a little bit too.
Yeah, we gotta get
we're gonna
old
have some more
Dave in there.
topics with it. Huh?
I said we got to get old Dave in there because Dave is a good one too. But we're definitely gonna. And again, we end our lives every Wednesday with the same thing. If y'all got something for us to talk about, hit us up in the DM or
Any
write it in the
topic,
chat.
it doesn't have to be an
Any
artist.
topic, like, you know, especially more topics to talk about. Like
Most of the
time my topics come up like if I'm in the middle of the day, it'll just pop the fuck up and I'll write it down like, ooh, and I'll hit sis up like, we gotta talk about this, you know. And accountability was one of them. And we did that.
right.
This is one of my favorite lives besides the Kanye West one. One of my favorite lives this far. And there's gonna be plenty of more. You know.
Okay, because we're gonna talk about it. That's what it's about. Talking about
it.
Okay.
Let's talk. It need to be
But
said.
I just want to say I'm sorry to all the things I've done in the past. May they lay, you know, we put them to rest, because where we going, we don't need this new mess. Okay, like Quavo them say, you know, and take out messy. We don't need no more messy BS. Okay, we want to clean our haunted house. All right, and we want to celebrate, because in death, it means, in transition means a new beginning, a new change. So I just want to say I'm sorry for everything that I've done and not participated in. That's all it takes. Accountability. Okay? I'm sorry, young generation.
I love you. Please forgive me. Ashe.
Okay? Ashe. All right? I'm gonna get up out of here. I'm gonna go get my youngest. She's gonna start messing her. I can't allow her to mess up my living room. That's why I had a babysitter. She's starting. But I'm gonna get up out of here. I'm gonna go watch a couple of these interviews, especially that Drink Champs I've been learning
Mhm.
accountability, hard pill to swallow. Very hard pill to swallow. That's why a lot of people don't want to swallow it. But, you know, I promise you, if you swallow it, it's easy when it's going down. Okay?
Drink you some water and shut up.
Big ass pill, but it's easy to go down.
Okay,
All
y'all.
right.
Well, good night. I love y'all.
Love y'all too. Love, peace, and oneness. And we're going to talk about it next week when we see y'all next week. Okay?